he has been a big part of this. I can't imagine doing it without him. So please lead me. Will you show me what you want? Show me the next step. Show me, bring someone in my life to help me.
I hear that all the time. Like, oh, I could never do that. You know, that's not me. And this is so inspiring, Julie, because like you said, when you first heard the message, you were like, kind of just, ignoring it. Like, no, you had to listen, you had to trust, and then you had to actually do it. And that's really scary. Yeah. So kudos to you. Like that, you can't just say like, it's not me at all. You had to work through a lot of your personal stuff to get where you are today. So don't minimize that.
Thank you. And a lot of the credit is Lars, because he has really encouraged me and been like my coach, and he's paid for this microphone and this computer. And, I could not have done this without him. And even the writing, it was like, he sent me one time, I was so frustrated, and he's like, just go to a hotel room and lock the door and just write. Like he has been a big part of this. I can't imagine doing it without him. So, just going back to, speaking about him, I'm like really grateful for him in this process.
So if someone was going to start on a new venture, something scary, they have no idea how to start and they're anxious. I mean, it sounds like one piece of advice is to have a really good partner to support you. But what other advice would you give that person, coming from a place where you started something from absolutely nothing, having no idea even what a podcast was, to where you are today with, I think you have thousands of subscribers on YouTube. So, what advice would you give that person?
I know it can feel so scary. I remember wanting to quit so bad. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. But for me, the number one thing I did was pray. Of course, I felt like God was leading me through this whole thing. And even in the beginning, Carla, I remember thinking, trying to power through it myself, like, okay, I'm going to do this and everything fell apart. And it wasn't until I really said, Lord, please lead me. Will you show me what you want? Show me the next step. Show me, bring someone in my life to help me understand. And the more I prayed for me, again, this is a faith type, but I think it's important no matter what you do, but I felt like he brought me people. He showed me things. Also have grace for yourself. I had these times where it's like, well, what if I put a testimony on and they say something that was wrong? And, and I was so fearful of what people were going to think, or, and then now I have more of a fear of God. At the end of this, I'm going to be like, okay, Lord, I don't want him to be like, okay, this one, not so much. That was all you. Or I joke about that, but I do have a fear of God, and I want to please him first and foremost. But I think letting God lead you and praying for him to equip you, and you will be blown away by how he will do it. I remember when everything fell apart, I prayed and I said, God, I thought you wanted me to do this. Nothing is working, and I'm praying and I'm hearing nothing from God. I'm opening the Bible. Nothing is jumping out. And I just was so discouraged. And I had a hair appointment, and I'm like, okay, God, I don't know what to do here, and I left for my hair appointment, and there's two of us in the whole salon and my hairdresser's rinsing the color out of my hair. And there's the lady next to me has also got her head in the sink. And my hairdresser's like, well, tell me, what was this podcast? And again, so discouraged. I didn't want to talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, I was hoping to share miracles. And the woman in the thing next to me, I couldn't even see her face, heard me talking. And she yells out from the sink, I have a miracle. I was like,
wow.
And she right there at the salon, and I would meet people in the craziest of ways. And again, I had the advantage of Lars, which I think I don't think about sometimes, but he really was so helpful in connecting me, like, well, you can talk to this person about the artwork, or you can, and so I did have a big advantage with him. But I think God can bring people to you in all kinds of ways that you don't expect. So just pray and just do the next step, and have grace, because you're going to make mistakes. Don't let the perfection paralysis get you. And honestly, right now, if you're starting a YouTube channel or a podcast, it's refreshing to see things that are real and authentic, because a lot of the things with media that are so glossy and you don't know what to believe anymore, people know authentic, when they see it. And it's refreshing. They don't really care about your backdrop and all the polished things. And I guess you could translate that into different types of things, but be yourself, pray, give yourself grace, because yes, you will make mistakes and nobody's perfect. And I finally started going, this is kind of my fact finder mind, but I actually started going to some of these conferences to learn. I think it was year 5 or 6. I'm like, maybe I should probably learn how to do some of this. And, it's never too late to learn. And so, taking a chance and just stepping out into the next step.
That's so good. I love the saying where it says, like, if your first work, when you put it out there, if you're not embarrassed by it, you waited too long. Like, it's gonna be bad at the beginning. That's normal. You have to work through all the kinks. Like you said, it took you maybe 5 years to even know, oh, maybe I should learn something, about this. So I think that's so refreshing to hear.